Barry, you know what?
Okay.
Barry, it was a grudge holder. Okay. I was coming out of high school, and one day Barry Switzer showed up, Lou Holt showed up, Grant Taft showed up from Baylor, and I can't think of the fourth coach, and they came up there to interview me, talk to me, about coming to their respective schools. And Barry shows up, goes into my follows me and my head coach into our locker, into his office. And this head coach, Jack Edwards, let me tell you, his name, I'm going to say it out loud. He taught me how to compete. He taught me how to be a champion. And I have a lot of love and respect for him. He goes into his office, and Barry goes, and Jackie, and Coach Edwards says, hey, this is, a good spot where you can, he says, listen, you can get out of here. I'll take care of this. I know how to talk to Lincoln. We'll take care of this. From that point on, I didn't want to hear anything that Barry Switzer had to say. So he disrespected my guy, and so he's talking to me. I really don't give two pennies about what's going on in Oklahoma. They running the wrong offense for me, some wing T BS. And then I was hearing that they're shooting in the dorms. People getting shot, I was like, I didn't go to Woodrow Wilson because they were out there shooting and stabbing over there. So, and why do I want to go to college?
Woodrow Wilson here in Dallas?
Woodrow Wilson, I'm in Woodrow Wilson's district.
Yeah.
They changed it, and I ended up going to Bryan Adams.
You went to BA.
I went to BA, and so, I grew up in crime. I didn't want to, go somewhere else where I have to deal with, all of this kind of craziness. And so, this is 1987.
Who was that big running back at Woodrow Wilson? What's his name? The big, like Jim Brown looking, running.
He was at Bryan Adams, and then he went over to Woodrow.
Yeah,
he was my buddy. He was my he was my buddy. But he ended up in the top 10 of criminals in Dallas.
So what now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I can't think of his name. I wish I could think of his name right now. I got bad memory when it comes to all that kind of stuff.
Because he was as big and brutal as Jim Brown.
Yeah. He was a bad boy. My freshman year, he was at Bryan Adams. It was his sophomore year. He had 1,200 yards rushing, 20-something touchdowns.
That's big time. Yeah, that's big time.
He was a beast. But we had to get rid of him over there because he was robbing and stealing and fighting and all of that. So they kicked him off the team. He ended up going to Woodrow, beast and everything, but he was just a thief. He used to burglarize homes.
Wow.
Yeah. He used to burglarize homes. But
We don't need to call his name.
But from 1987 to 1995, when Barry shows up in Dallas, to be the head coach, he shows up and the media's, trying to talk to him, and we're in the locker room. We don't want to see him. I go out the back door thinking I'm going to not see him. He's coming in. He sees me. He still remembers that conversation that we had because this is Barry Switzer. He told my head coach, he said, hey, he is going to come to visit Oklahoma at such and such a date. My coach didn't tell me. And that's a sin when you don't show up when you're supposed to show up for whatever. And he remembers that, looked me in the eye, and he goes, Mr. Coleman, look like you're a little overweight. This is a week, 2 weeks, whatever, a month after the Super Bowl. Yeah, okay? I need you to get down to 220 pounds. You to lose 40 pounds before training camp.
40 pounds.
And I'm like, bro, I played at 257, won a Super Bowl. It ain't happening. That's what I'm saying in my head.
Yeah.
I show up the first day of camp, and I'm the same weight I was last year, all of that. He finds me $1,800. I had to pay it right then.
What?
$1,800.
$1,800. First day of camp, we scrimmage. You don't do that. Emmett, I'm playing behind Emmett. Emmett ain't gonna scrimmage because he's Emmett.
Yeah.
So I'm the guy. Everybody's gassed. He looks at me in front of everybody, in front of the media.
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer says, Lincoln, you were out of shape and terrible this first week. If you don't get yourself in shape, you're gonna be the first one cut.
Oh boy.
Okay? Did all this in front of the media. 3 days later, we scrimmaged Houston in San Antonio. I grade out 100%, this, that, and other thing, and my coach comes to me and says, there's no way you could have been out of shape 3 days ago, and then you come in here and you dominate the Oilers. And I said, Coach, he made me his whipping boy. And I was his whipping boy the whole year. Cut me twice, brought me back.
Barry Switzer.
Cut me twice my last year there, brought me back within 24 hours.
Yeah, that's holding the grudge, no doubt.
He tried to do everything he could to destroy me.
Wow.